कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. All right, sorry, I spoke too quickly. But the gentleman with me, very budding talent. He's already there. He's already established, and from a family of famous, let's say, cinephiles. We'll get into all that. But most importantly, who was he named after? That's the guessing game I want to play. So was it? First name is Sunny. So was it Sunny Deol? Was it Sunny Gavaskar? It was more my time, or was it Sunny Leon? I leave it to the audience to decide as we present Sunny Kaushal. Yeah. You see
Thank
how
you so much for having me here, guys.
Sunny, see how camera work? As I said the name, उस point पे
अरे ये
टक
क्या?
आ गया.
मैं वही सोच रहा था इधर
हाँ.
कैमरा नहीं है देखने
You
का
thought
किधर
such an
रहता है?
ego. He's only seeing himself and
Yeah.
you're just a voice.
One
Yeah.
second, let me just
Touch up.
let me
karo,
just
touch
be
up karo.
what I
Yeah,
am, an
yeah.
actor.
Hey, you
Yeah.
got to be careful nowadays with all
Oh.
this because you guys you're out 24 hours a day
Yeah.
and people taking pictures and all that.
Yeah.
So you always don't have to look your best because ultimately that's what you're famous for also. So do you feel,
Thanks.
what do you do?
I feel really talented right now that I'm famous for my looks.
Baba, you're so lucky to have. I always said, the best thing in the world is to be a model.
Yeah.
End of the day, the ones who get paid well, I mean, come on. You're basically paid because you look good. What do you have to do? Achha, come khana khao. That's it. I mean, okay, that's a bit of a sacrifice. Other than that, what?
Other than I don't think there's much.
Sunny, think about it. You have to walk from one end of the ramp to the other end and sometimes back. That's the work.
Funnily, I have never walked a ramp, so I have no idea about.
How tall are you?
I'm 6.
You can do a.
I can, and I have tried when I was in my struggling days. No, not that I'm not right now, but those auditioning.
Don't worry, if you're on my podcast, you're struggling.
Those auditioning days and everything. So I've tried to get into even कि चल मतलब थोड़ा pocket money के लिए ramp walk उधर भी किसी ने नहीं लिया था यार.
But how do you audition for the ramp walk? I'm just thinking.
You don't. You just go. You just stand in front of the camera and they click some pictures and everything, and you kind of have to.
So there's no old uncle who says "Go to beta beta."
No.
I thought Abbas told me it used to happen like that. So
Did it happen with you, Abbas?
No, the uncle is still in hospital. We will reveal Abbas later in the show. Unfortunately, I've unnecessarily dragged him in early on. But Sunny, let's talk about you.
Yeah.
This whole show is dedicated to you. And the first thing, I'm sure you don't want to talk about your brother, who's obviously extremely famous and a flavor of the decade. I got so excited saying his name. I think I moved the camera with the wrong hand. And you've pushed along on your own. You're making a name for yourself on your own. Let's go back a little bit. Dad was in the business.
Yeah.
So obviously born into it in a sense.
You can say that I was born into it. Dad actually started his film career in 78.
इतने दूर नहीं है भाई.
78.
Some of us were from the 70s. Stop it.
You're there? What? You're that old? Or what?
I was born in Bangladesh.
Shit, then really.
Bangladesh was created because of me. I was born in that year. You understand? People were fighting.
What do you say?
मेरा चलो. We created a new nation.
Man, भाई कसम से 35 से 1 साल ऊपर नहीं रखते.
Thank you. Record it, play it on loop, okay? And play it for my wife every day. Just send her the recording. Nothing irritates my contemporaries when somebody said I look 37. You're even better, of course. But I think that was a little extra polish, malish, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. So I love to say these things to people of my age. They get very irritated. Wait till you're old. These small things are really a big issue for some reason.
For the younger generation, I am old. I'm 33 now. And then they're like, 33, should we call you uncle? I said, nahi bhai.
Mera show pe aake bolta I'm old, I'm 33. Now I feel terrible. I feel like I should be put aside and a statue should be made on the side somewhere.
How old are you?
50.
What do you say?
Yeah. I'm waving my back to the pavilion. People are clapping. 50! Pura 50! He's clapping.
You have to.
You know why you're clapping? Because I didn't die. That's what it means. You reach 50.
Man.
Yeah, wow. Very fast your age just catches up. The moment you get married, you're not married, na, Sunny?
No, not at all.
Take your time.
I am going to take my time.
I know your brother
Mom,
just got married.
Watching.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. Marriage is good also, but I'm saying, why the hurry?
Exactly.
Because your life will change, whether you like it or not. Of course.
How, for the good?
Yeah, well, good, bad, एक ही चीज है. It all blur.
The line is a blur.
Just don't be so old that when you're on that father-son race, you're 69, 70, and your kid is 5, and all the other 40-year-old fathers are beating you. I mean, you're like, just be careful of that. It's all good. 33 is too young. 10 more years at least.
Yeah.
But let's go back. Sorry. So, Dad, you were saying early memories?
Yeah, so Dad came back here really early, like 78 or something, and he joined the film industry in 80s. And so, yeah, I was born into it, completely. But the good thing was that Dad never got the industry home. So we always watched it from the periphery because erratic working hours and kabhi day, kabhi night, kabhi 10 दिन के लिए outdoor चले गए, kabhi Bombay में है, sometimes for a longer period you don't have work, so you're just sitting at home. So we always saw it from the periphery till we grew a little older, and we would then try to eavesdrop into his meetings and all that would happen at home. Try to understand why action action aisa hota, and this and that. And so I think that's one of the reasons why both of us chose to be in the industry initially, and not actively actors. That happened when we stepped into the industry.
Matlab, what were you going to be then?
I don't know. So I
Action
finished
director and all that.
Pata nahi. So the thing was that for me at least, I finished my graduation, and after a week I was on a film set just to observe, just to see how it happens, because I had no idea what is a shot
Who's
and
film?
what is
It's
a
like a
take.
friend, family friend or something.
So this was a film called My Friend Pinto, which was
Ooh, yeah,
directed by
Chinda,
Raghav
it's
Dar.
in- Acha. So you were your assistant on that?
Yes, so I went to observe, and I remember that was happening in Ballard Pier at night, and I had no
Which
idea
is
how
my
to get
area,
there.
beta.
Yeah, which
My
is-
area.
Yeah, but being a
I would give
suburb
you Parsi
kid,
Bonu. I know. So now you are suffering how we suffer because you have to come all the way
All
back
the way-
here.
all
Yeah,
the way,
fair
yeah.
enough. Huh.
absolutely. And being a suburb kid, I had never been to that part of town.
What are you saying?
And I went to Ballard Pier.
British
and I
built
was
those
like,
buildings, yaar.
मैं Ballard Pier गया, मैंने बोला
क्या बात है, यूरोप
भाई
पहुंच
ये
गया.
हाँ, मतलब ये बॉम्बे में चल रहा है ये? I had no idea. And then anyway,
Yeah.
started assisting on the film, and that's how the journey began. And
So
then I thought,
what is
acting.
the young Sunny thinking at that point? You just come on a film set like I'll just absorb. But
Huh.
did you ever think I want to be a director, producer? I mean, your dad's legacy is there. What was in your mind? And plus, your brother was starting up. So was there?
Yeah, no. So funnily, Vicky and me almost started assisting on the same time. So he was
He was in the same. My
no,
friend
not on the film. So he was on.
You wanted someone to drive you back.
No, I was taking the train.
Hey,
man.
Vicky, aja.
Drive me. गाड़ी नहीं थी हमारे पास तभी.
Right. But it's
So
faster.
it was train.
There's no
Train is
question.
and much better,
Yeah.
man. Much
Don't take it now. Huh? You're recognized. Yeah. You might
I'll
come
wear-
back with
I'll wear
herpes.
the mask.
Yeah.
What herpes?
Because you've not been on a crowded train in South Mumbai. It's madness.
Yeah, it is.
That's how
I
people
know.
have
I've been.
children.
Man,
Yeah.
I used to be an intern with CAs on also.
Oh.
I've roamed around in trains a lot. Great
Struggle किया
experience.
Abbas. Not
बहुत
not
struggle
like
किया.
you. Ready? Come here. Super
Yes,
podcast.
subtle references डाल रहा हूँ मैं अपने struggle का.
Sorry, you were saying about Vicky had started out.
Where
You were
was I?
assisting at the same time.
At the same time, he was on Gangs of Wasipur. Basically,
He was assisting.
He was assisting on Gangs of Wasipur. So
Wow.
that was around the same time. Anyway, so I started assisting on that film, and that's when I decided, I was like, I can give acting a shot.
So that
You know,
means
I can-
I don't want to find out who the actors are in My Friend Pinto, but it says he's thinking in his mind, "Yeah, to theek hai, I can do a better job."
I mean, that's one interpretation.
When Abbas comes, he's the Google. He's going to tell us who the actors are.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Pratik
No, but
Babbar and Kalki.
Ouch. We like both of them. Pratik, I've done a
I
commercial
love
with
them.
Pratik. I have to be nice to him. And Kalki has done a podcast. But no, I'm just thinking that is a thought, right? Because I think it's great if anybody in the creative field does the other stuff, right? If you
Yeah.
do the other stuff, then before you do the acting, you sort of understand much more when it comes to acting. Acting
Yeah.
sometimes is the easiest.
Yeah, no,
In
so
some
that
bits of it.
correct.
Yeah.
And that then after that, I assisted on one more film,
Huh.
which was called Gunde.
Huh.
And that was after I,
Is there a difference between
had-
Delhi and Mumbai? See, for us, plural of Gunda is Gunda only. Hey,
Ah,
tu
nahi,
Gunda.
Gunde.
But you freaking North Indians come here and correct it all the time. Gunde.
Yeah.
That's why I can't fight with Sparsh.
Yeah.
Every time I say MCBC badly, and he corrects it and then he punches me. And this fight goes on forever because of that. So tell us about,
Yeah.
so what were you doing? Just assisting again?
Yeah, just assisting again, but that was after I gained a little experience in acting, auditioning, and learned my acting.
So you had a kidar by now that I'm going to act.
This was after 2 years of My Friend Pinto and everything. So
What does dad say in all this? at
I think
that
that was really happy.
point? He was keen.
He was very happy because
Vicky's still not acting.
Vicky is also not acting yet.
So both of you are searching for this
Yeah.
role and etc.
Yeah, we are auditioning, and we are doing theater, and all that stuff is happening, and Vicky is still not acting in front of the camera yet. Dad was really happy because Dad was like, he said one thing, he's like, jis industry ne mujhe roti di hai, and if my sons come in the same industry, I'll be really happy. So that's
I don't
what his take was.
know. When your father's famous, known, worked with so many people, whether it works for you or against you, I think these things are both there. Because while a lot of people will help you, they like you, there's nostalgia, wo sab effect hai, connections hai.
Yeah.
There's also those who are jealous, not happy, feel irritated, or whatever, that that you come from somewhere. So I don't know if it actually works for or against you. in the end.
Actually, from the outside, it might look like it, but no, because Dad is a technician, right? He's an action director, and yes, not a lot of people know who the action director of a particular film is.
India में तो
नहीं होता है
wait till
but
Abbas
इतना
comes
ज्यादा
on.
नहीं होता.
They know, action director is quite high up, brother. They know the dolly grip and everything. I know guys like that.
अभी
Have you met
अभी
Sajid Khan and Boman Irani? They can tell you the
I have
entire
met Boman sir.
credit list.
अरे बाबा, but that's what I'm saying.
You know,
That's in the
to put
industry.
you to sleep, he'll tell you the credit list. You take some old film, you know, like I don't know, some movie from the 50s or 60s, just Sikandar or something. He'll tell you the entire list at the
Yeah,
back.
some people are
Sora
just
Modi Productions.
some people are encyclopedias, man, that way.
I don't know how they do that. I think bad social life. You don't meet girls for so many years. What do you do with time? That's why Abbas will come in later. Same thing. You'll notice. Same thing.
I'll be waiting for that. But
not really. Let's get back. Sorry.
But no,
So you're doing the auditions and all. So you
Yeah.
basically the hard grind you have to do like anybody else. No one picking up a
absolutely.
phone and saying, मेरा बाप ने phone किया, whatever. That kind of
नहीं
dialogue is
नहीं
never
वो
gonna happen.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. That's
हाँ.
what that was like. यार क्या है ना कि because of the little respect that he's earned, कोई चाय पिला दे वो पिक्चर नहीं देगा भाई. उसके लिए तुम्हें खुद लड़ना
Actually,
पड़ेगा.
this is another thing which when people think of nepotism and all, they don't understand. Nobody's spending their money on somebody's kid, you know, because there's money involved at the end of the day. It's not
Exactly.
like a freaking, you know, come to my birthday
Exactly.
party and have a drink.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day business. Like people want to make money also,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Like everybody charges a fee for their thing. It's only a producer that
I
puts
mean, what
money.
kind of friend would be that? तेरे बेटे के लिए?
हाँ.
कोई problem
कोई
नहीं.
problem. मैं
Bring
डालता
me
हूँ इतने करोड़ रुपए.
Well, that'd be great.
I mean, producer makes money at the very end.
Right.
Where everybody is charged if at all, if the venture is profitable. So yeah, anyway, that's a different discussion altogether. But
back to the auditioning days. Tell us what did you do? Now you're a regular guy. You have to go and do some theater, do the round of auditions.
Yeah. I used to do all that together, like theater, because के ऐसा लगता था कि नहीं actor बनना है तो theater. You have to be on stage and you have to learn, which was amazing. I think theater
it's much harder work in a sense, no?
Of course, theater is. That's the theater is an actor's medium while filmmaking is a director's medium.
Yeah.
Because once you're on stage, it's you who are commanding, and if you fumble, if you do,
you better know your own lines,
exactly,
or other lines of your own,
exactly,
because you can't stop. Yeah.
And there would be times where people would miss out on pages and pages. It's like page 3 से सीधा page 13 पे and everybody's like, shit.
Wait till you get older, Sunny. Then the real talent is how to get back to the page.
But no, that's what we used to do.
Yeah, how to find the plot from where you are.
Correct. So yeah, so all that was really fun. I learned a lot when I was doing theater.
So who are you working with in theater?
So I was with Makran sir, Makran Deshpande.
Oh, wow.
Because he was on My Friend Pinto.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's the closest person that I can talk to.
Yeah.
So I called him and I said, sir, I really want to do theater. तुझे theater क्यों करना है? That's a great question. I don't have an answer to. So I really.
Then you're the right guy for the job.
मैंने कहा, sir, but I just want to be around actors and I want to learn stuff.
This is all of Prithvi, obviously. Yeah.
This is all Prithvi. A couple of shows in NCPA.
No, I'm just thinking now you're surrounded by the acting community, the guys with all the kida in the world, also all the guys who are thinking you're koi famous baap ka beta and all that. You know, all you have to deal with all that because they're all there.
But वो नहीं था, मैं बता रहा हूँ, famous बाप का बेटा वाला था ही नहीं, because not a lot of people knew. It's people, even when I was auditioning, people did not care. People did not know. Nobody, because at the end of,
if you just say your name, they don't put it together.
They don't put it together.
Yeah.
They don't. Nobody puts it together. And
that's why I dropped the Khan also. You know?
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, man. I was like, I thought you had a Khan with an epiglottis.
Yeah.
But anyway, you have to reference it, man. That is, I think, like a pop culture joke now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wait for Abbas. No epiglottis there. He's coming soon. Sorry. Yeah. So no, this is interesting. So you're doing plays, which in a way is the best thing to do as an actor.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're exposed completely.
Yeah.
And you know that whatever you do in film will be a little bit easier in terms of you're doing less shorter scenes, etc.
Actually, no. Actually, it's not. You can't define it as simply as easier or
test match in one day.
हाँ, मतलब वो इतना ये नहीं है, because it's a completely different language. It's a, like I said, in theater you're just left on stage and then you have to play, which is why it's called a play, because you're players and you're playing off each other. But on a film set it's much more controlled. If somebody doesn't like something, तुम अपना सुर ऊपर नीचे कर सकते हो. You can play, you can do all those things, right? So it's a
also
different
in the film it's almost like you're the last guy, on the set, in a sense.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at everything else, and suddenly they put you in the frame. It's like you're really the last person. On the play, you get a lot of chances at rehearsing, talking, performing, etc.
Yes.
But what about Vicky? Is there rivalry happening now? What's going on? Because you're both at the same time looking for work.
नहीं, rivalry बिल्कुल भी नहीं होता था. In fact,
you're the better looking guy.
But he's taller, so better chances of walking the ramp.
Sunny's not denying it. He's just saying, "बड़े भाई है तो I'll just put it."
अरे पर बचपन में होता था ना, अरे इसको तो हीरो बना दो. नहीं, इसको तो हीरो बना दो.
Which one?
मेरे को.
Oh, fucking ego, beta.
Bro. You only
Superb.
said you
I
can
know.
tell the truth here.
Of course, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Yeah.
No, but Vicky was much more talented, man.
No, but just tell us at that point. I'm very keen to understand both of you all because you've not established yourself. You're still not sure what you're doing, and both of you are doing rounds of auditions and all that.
Yeah.
So how's that going? Are you cheering each other on and all? Do you ever compete for the same role at that point?
Yeah, obviously. We all used to. In fact, we had a group of like 5, 4, 6 guys, even from theater and everything, and we used to go for same auditions because वो group बने होते थे. तभी WhatsApp नया आया था and WhatsApp पे
Oh
groups
God,
होते थे.
it's actually silly in a way. Now because you're competing with yourself, you're 6 guys for the same role from the same look, playing the hero, whatever, the
Yeah.
same age group, whatever. Huh?
But you don't look at it as competition because at that time it's like, यार, even if one of us gets some work, it's great. Everybody used to be happy. तो एक ad में 10
You're not
सेकंड
like,
का मिल जाता था तो
हाँ.
ऐसा लगता था क्या बात कर रहा है यार, मिल गया तेरे को, superb यार,
you all are
great.
nice people. See, us comedians are different.
Why?
We call up the guy and say, "Usko mat lena," and all that.
क्या बात कर
Yeah,
रहा है,
always.
सच में यार?
You have no idea how bad it is. And there's no money. There's no money in stand-up comedy or anything. I don't know why it happens. Yeah. So where was the first break then?
Yeah, the first break
Was it an ad?
it was an ad. It was an ad for an electronic brand, and I had a very simple role of just looking at a small girl, like a 5, 6-year-old girl, and smiling at her because वो दुकान में आती है and she's like pressing all the buttons like in Dexter's Laboratory and everything, being DD about it, and I just have to. Her parents are like, नहीं नहीं बेटा ऐसे नहीं करते, and I, being the good salesman with the logo on the chest, I just look at her and I smile. And
Career launched with a smile.
yeah, career launched with a smile.
No dialogue,
and only
nothing.
to realize how difficult it is because the director
Yeah.
spent 1.5 hours correcting my smile. He's like, no, that is not the smile I'm looking for.
What kind of stupid director? Honestly, I never understood this.
And I'm like, see, I don't know whether stupid or not because
No, of
उनका
course it's
खुद का
stupid.
होगा यार, उनका
मैं बोल सकता हूँ. I'll tell you why.
maybe they thought it's a creepy smile. I don't know, man.
No. 1 second. How many bloody smiles can you give? Why does it do 1.5 hours? Roll
I
the
have no
camera.
idea.
You do 5 smiles, different smiles, whatever, and ho gaya na.
But that's what I'm saying. Now my
Oh, I'm a
first
perfectionist.
experience in front of the camera, I was shitting bricks, man.
Huh.
I was
And they want you to smile.
Smile.
The last emotion on your head.
Exactly. And the makeup dada is coming and बार-बार पसीना पोंछ रहे
Yeah.
and I was really nervous. I was like, okay, and I'm doubting my own smile.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I really smiling?
But people should
Am I
understand
frowning?
that this is actually damn tough. It's actually easier to do a dialogue, get into it, because you sort of get a rhythm and momentum and all that.
Yeah.
And when they ask for one expression, and it's like taking a photograph. When they ask you to take a photograph and you just sit there, it's an awkward moment, na?
It is.
Hey, one selfie or whatever, and then you don't know what to do,
Yeah.
literally.
And you're
You
not
smile.
smiling at anything, na?
No, you're not.
Because the camera is just on you. The girl is not there.
Correct.
The
There's
little
no
girl is
moment created. You just have to smile.
It's just somebody's some AD's hand going like this, and I have to smile.
That's
look at
why,
it.
Sunny, I give you a hack of mine. I take Abbas with me, and he takes off his pants and he stands in front of me. Dekha, mil gaya smile. You see, print.
It's-
Ad is ready.
But what kind of smile?
Yours was both section.
That's what
By the
it
way,
is.
he's also smiling with the pants off.
I'm sure, man. No, I mean,
Uh,
anybody who looks at you will smile.
So let's get back to your story. So that's the opening moment. It's a small
That was
ad,
opening.
but you're on there. You're seen by the entire country. The
Yeah.
ad runs for some time. Whatever. What did Dad say? What did your family say? What did Vicky say?
Nothing. They're like, oh,
But it's the first
Great.
moment. They must
yeah.
just,
But the thing is that it's a
so
blink and a miss moment.
smile ko criticize kiya.
नहीं यार.
Huh.
They were just, see, parents are parents. No matter how
Bro,
shitty
shot
your
is a
work
shot.
is, no matter how shitty your work is, they're always the first reaction will be that they're proud.
Yeah.
And then probably dad comes in
Hmm.
and probably will, break it down and everything because of his technical knowledge and everything. But mom is always like,
Mera beta.
"Mera beta." All the time, no matter how small it is, no matter if even if it's an appearance, she'll go on YouTube and she'll be like watching all the paps things and everything, and she'll be like, हाँ आज मैंने देखा यहाँ पे फोटो खींची वहाँ पे ये हुआ. मैंने कहा, Mom, you just need to kind of stop that.
You need that. No, you need that one fan for life, bro. You got that one fan for life. Remember that.
Yeah.
I have a very funny story. I did an interview with Shah Rukh Khan in MTV days for the first time. It was great fun because he talks a lot and all. And I told my mom to watch it. She saw it. And I said, you like it? She said, yeah. And Shah Rukh Khan is also good.
I love that.
Mothers are
I love that.
superb.
Mothers
And they
are,
don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're
They don't
saying.
But
It's
they're
just
also, I mean, they fact check in how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
वो
yeah,
जो
yeah.
जमीन पे उतारते हैं ना
And
तुम लोगों
if
को.
anybody tries to troll you, bro,
Man, they're just-
AK-47.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man.
So let's move it along then. So then you do the ad, then more work comes.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, not that the ad was a super hit and a star was born, but
Yeah.
anyway,
But a shot is a shot. Huh?
yeah, but you have that a little more confidence
Yeah.
in yourself, you know,
Huh.
that little validation that, oh, okay, like if one person can say yes to you, then there are other people as well. Because otherwise, before that, it's just a lot of self-doubt creeping in, that, you know, whether you should be even doing this.
Boss, people don't understand the rejection of auditions. It's not even rejection because 10,000 people are trying. But
No,
even till
it
today,
is the
when you
rejection.
don't get called back or whatever, you feel terrible. You know, it's like a sense of
Yeah.
failure. Nobody understands. Horrible. Don't join the acting profession, okay? You got
No,
to.
please do. Yeah, that's the single most amazing thing.
No, but that's if you succeed, bro. There are a lot of people go to Lokanwal. I'll show you boys. 62 now. You know,
I used to be one
Dharminder
of
says they're standing there waiting for jobs. You know, it's not come, bro. Life is hard. So yeah. So the one ad leads to another.
One ad leads to another. Then I get a bigger ad, which was for a furniture company, which was a good one because that had a story and everything, and that I really enjoyed doing, and that was over a period of like 2-3 days, and you know, so that was nice. And then short film. Then I did
Which is a short film.
There's a short film called Bunny. It was directed by Vasan Bala.
Huh.
So it's got me and Shayoni Gupta in it, and that was like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Killing and all that.
Kind of.
Huh.
Like first trying to kill themselves and then
Flashback.
नहीं flashback नहीं, normal ऐसे एक रात का story type है.
But they're like bank robbers or whatever, something like
They're
that.
not bank robbers. They just ran away from home, and it's a pretty dark.
India
take.
banks close too early, no? Every
that's
time
right,
you come,
that's
it's closed. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a good profession. Just,
But no, not
So
not
what is that for
robbers.
festivals? Where did that Bunny was for what?
So there's this portal called TTT, Terribly Tiny Tales, and they came up with 1 year. They came up with Terribly Tiny Talkies, which were these 5, 7 minute, 10-minute short films that they were producing. So it was for them. I think this was 2014, if I'm not wrong. 2014, yeah.
So this is great. So you're getting like a 7-10 minute screen time on an OTT, which is seen by people, and so that's that's your first real presentation.
That was my first real presence, where actually I got messages from people that, oh, you know, hey, I saw this, and it was really great or bad or whatever. But that was my first.
Who will say it's bad?
Oh man, people say
friends.
Yeah, anybody, friends, strangers. Bhai, samajh mein nahi aaya.
I don't understand. Why would you make that conversation when you call someone and say, "Boss, I didn't like it. It was terrible."
But
it's different if very close friend or very close family
friends can. I don't mind. And I will like, bhai, meko tera kaam nahi samajh mein aata tu.
What is father's business he's running? What's the big deal? Shoot, yeah. I'm just kidding.
But no. Yeah, so that was my first, you know, it's like that was the time where I got to use the skills that you've learned, you know, the characterization and the craft and the flow and all that.
So it's good that you went to all the theater stuff. I mean, of course, you got the background of being from a film sort of institute, being your dad's son and all that. But it's good that by the time you got your first break, you've already sort of paid your bills, right? So your confidence level must have been slightly high.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
So if you had got it too early and you hadn't done all this, you know, may have been a bit of a struggle also. You don't know. We never know. Nobody knows the answer to that.
Nobody does.
Then
you go through.
Then what happens? Tell us.
Then I start getting small work. Then I get there's this show called Official Chukyagiri. You can find it on YouTube, guys. So I get that. And
are you going to get paid for reruns?
No, I don't. But
then
I just
don't
love
promote
that.
it, yaar. Make the producer pay.
I just love it. I love everything.
Good fun.
That a lot of fun, man. Made some lifelong friends from that, and that was again a long format, you know, episodic kind of a show, revolving around the character.
It's amazing. You went from that one shot straight away to these ones which are now seasonal and long format. You know, a feature would have been shorter in a sense. You know, in terms of screen time.
Correct. Yeah. And then in between that, I did my first feature film as well, called Sunshine Music Tours and Travels.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Huh? What the hell? We're here to promote you.
Promote me. That's
what
great.
may not have been liked before, maybe liked later. No. Perspective changes everything, so we don't know.
No, I'm saying don't watch it because I am really bad.
Why do you say that?
I want you to watch my good work, guys.
But why you say? No, I only want to watch that. Come on. Now everybody on this channel has such petty people on it. You have no idea. Already they're googling and downloading and whatever.
Yeah, so that was my first feature. And
but that's a lead, right?
That was a lead. Yes. So that was one of the things. I was like, "Ay, beta, hero ban gaya."
Correct.
I have arrived. But that film didn't work, so that was a great setback. I was like, oh shit. And then Gold happened, which was my
so just the personal side of it. So then how does dad, mom and Vicky react to the film where you're playing a lead, etc. and all that? Does that put more pressure on you? How do you deal with it?
No, I don't think it puts more pressure or anything, because
I guess dad knows that it's a long race, you know. So no point.
Dad knows, and तभी विकी की सिर्फ मसान आई थी.
Hmm.
So Vicky was this blue-eyed boy that suddenly, who's this guy who's come out, you
Yeah.
know? So it was just that, and there was nothing else that was out there. But see, family, you have that comfort level that even if they go na, हाँ नहीं नहीं अच्छा था, you can understand that actually वो बोले क्या shit था यार, लेकिन अच्छा था. You know, so
Your mom still liked it.
my mom still loved it.
That's just talk to moms. That's what I say.
My
Always
mom
talk
still
to
loved me.
moms. You can never go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
So yeah.
Okay, so that happened. Whatever. So by then it happened. You go to the next. You already started your next production.
Yeah, I've started.
Which is good.
I've started auditioning again because it was almost like going back to square one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So then that's when I realized that having a really bad flop.
And you had a run till then because you've done a few ads. You've done the OTT stuff.
Yeah.
Long format, and you've got a feature as a lead.
Yeah.
And then yet again you're going back.
Going back
And now
because
start again,
it didn't work.
This is like my career story. Every weekend, same bloody thing. Yeah. Back to stop laughing of us. It's ridiculous.
Sir, अगर आप ऐसा बोलेंगे तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे?
Sir, life तो struggle ही है ना.
Life is struggle. Absolutely.
I've been people ask these questions whether you're Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan or whoever the hell you are. They're also struggling in their own way. No?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to get work. You have to make sure the work is well received. They have money and legacy and fame and all, no doubt about that. But everybody is working. If you're not working, I mean, that's it.
No, you have to. Absolutely.
Is the country working, Sunny? That's the question. Is the country working?
I hope so. I hope so.
Sunny is an artist. He's not getting involved in the petty politics. So you have to go back to the drawing board in a sense, go back doing the auditions, but now you're a known face. Because now obviously the casting guys know you.
Yeah,
You've been around.
The guys in the casting circuit, they know me. So fortunately, I get a call to audition for a film where I have to play a Sardar. So I run to Khar Gurudwara. And the audition was in Khar only, and I run to Khar Gurudwara. Like, Papaji, and I'm a very fluent Punjabi speaker. I'm a Punjabi speaker.
No,
Punjabi at home.
You go there to pick up the nuances.
No, I go there to get a pug. So they were like, no, you don't have to get a pug or anything. We just have to see. I was like, no, I will get a pug. So I went there and I got a pug.
So for the audition, they just want to see your accent and things like that.
No, it was a proper 2-scene audition.
But they wanted the look.
Yeah, I decided to go with the look.
Okay.
And then I told the Babaji in the
Gurudwara
that I was there. I told him, obviously in Punjabi, I was like, it's a big day for me, and just pray that I get this part. Otherwise, I have no idea what I'm going to do.
That's why I'm in the Gurudwara. God's blessing. So not the turban.
So I went there and took, I matha take and everything, and I went and I got the part, and I was like,
so bro, now you're stuck. So every time you've got to go back to the same Gurudwara. There's no chance.
But I do. Whenever I'm in this area, I make it a point to go to Khar.
You believe in that a little bit?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I believe in energies.
It's a tough one to disregard. No matter how whatever modern you are and all that, these things happen. How do you just say no? Yeah.
You shouldn't also, because I believe in energies, and I don't know whether there's a God or no. I don't know whether I'm religious that way or I'm spiritual. I think you can't define those things. But I like the vibe of a place. Like, I love ISKCON temple.
Yeah.
Right. I love to just go there one day.
Gives you a positive vibe.
Very positive vibe.
Fair enough.
Right. I love going to Gurudwaras because I just sit there, and if you're listening to
that
part,
I like men's toilets.
Amazing. Bro, that's where the best ideas come. That's where you become an artist.
Or akela hai, so this is the best place to go to, because Indian men have to stand next to you. If the entire thing is empty, they always come and stand next to you. I never understood this. Bhai sahab, wahan pe jana, khali hai, to kya? That's the kind of jawab you get. The philosophy is beautiful.
Agar hai to use karne ka hai na.
The day will come, brother, when they'll use the same one.
Waste kyun karne?
Yeah, two for one. Yeah, 1 for 2. Sorry. So you from the Gurudwara, you go and you do this. You get the audition, you get the part, and that film does well.
That film does well. That film was Gold, where I play the hockey player. Does really well for me. And that film kind of gave my career a lot of push in terms of recognition and people looking at a body of work, which was something substantial. So yeah, from there on, it became a little.
It's also a distinct character, no?
Yeah, it was
because you're playing an athlete, etc., as against just a romantic lead or this and that.
Exactly.
So I guess that gives you much more acting chops, so to speak. Or when they review it, they say, "Look at this guy, ye karta, wo karta," all that.
Correct, absolutely. And I'm not an athlete at all. So
it's acting.
नहीं भाई हमको हम 6 महीना हॉकी सीख के
hockey, have you played? I've played.
Yeah.
The most dangerous game in the world. People think it's an easy game.
Not at all.
Your battered and bruised ankle is gone in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, look, I'll show you something. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So you see this thumb?
Yeah.
right? It's proper.
Yeah, I'll see the
Like
lens.
now look at
Huh.
this thumb. It's टेढ़ा.
This from the ball, hockey ball.
Yeah, so ये hockey खेलते खेलते कुछ तो हुआ था, I didn't
हाँ.
take care of it. वहाँ वहीं पे, you know, when you're in the zone, you go like, हाँ ठीक है, ice कर दो, and you start playing again, then you forget about it, man. And then suddenly one day I'm like, why am I not able to make it straight? So yeah,
You had to do an ad for Thumbs Up and you couldn't do this.
I can't. I have to use my right hand.
I said, chalo, coke pila do साले को. Change the ad.
So yeah, all that stuff keeps happening. But yeah, that was a great experience I'm working on.
And then of course confidence goes up. Again,
Absolutely.
I think people should understand that it's all about that. Again, how famous or not famous, you have a good film, you have a reputation is created, and boom, you go from there.
Absolutely. That you know, when you get validation in anything, your confidence goes up. I mean, I'm to saying in being an actor.
But how do you know yourself? Because you're surrounded by so many people. How do you know yourself is good or not when it comes to art form?
You don't.
You
lose objectivity. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. You don't know it till like a lot of times I'll go like, yeah, shit, this is my shittiest work, and then people are like, oh, you are amazing and you were good, and I'm like, really? Because you lose objectivity, right? You
can't. And honestly, you don't know what the other person's prejudice is for or against. Also,
yeah, that's
who's so
beauty.
Balanced.
That's the beauty of a motion picture, right?
Mom alag hai, obviously, but I'm saying other than that, just see normal friends.
Yeah,
there's some of them who are a little petty and whatever.
Yeah,
I hate friends here.
No,
they never say nice things.
I love them.
Have you seen Hello Friends? What a show!
Amazing.
Talk about auditions. Okay, listen, we'll take a quick break. Bring Abbas in. We'll talk about the second half of your career, all the things you're doing, and more importantly, whether you're a virgin or not. Because Abbas is very keen on those kind of questions. But first, the break.
Yeah, sure.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Probation Step Promotion Tak, Abhinav explains how global exposure can enhance your personality and career. On Future Proofing, Eklavya is joined by Garvita Gulati, the water girl of India. They explore how the worlds of Web3 and blockchain can help with sustainability. On Do What Floats Your Boat, Danish speaks to music composer and producer Mayur Jimani. They talk about his life as a musician on social media and the internet. On IVM Likes, Snehil and Antariksh talk about the recently announced slate of movies and TV shows by Marvel Studios. And on A Niche Thing, Anish talks to Aili Sageti. She's the founder of the Intimacy Curator, and they discuss ethical non-monogamy and polyamory. Once again, everybody, remember we have amazing merchandise available. You can go to ivmpodcast.com/store or go to our website and you'll be able to see the link. Do check this out. Do buy some stuff. It really does help us out. Do remember, follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Remember, if you do tell a friend about a show and they listen to the show, you'll have somebody to talk to the show about. We'd really appreciate it also if you could give us a rating on whatever platform you're listening to us on. And finally, do remember we're also available on YouTube. A number of our shows are available as full video shows, but every show is available on YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, both Lifestyle, Small Case, Capgemini, and Intel V Pro. Thank you so much for making this possible.
And the break is over. What a break.
Oh, bhai, itna time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You kept asking me, na, Sunny, ki time pass ke liye kya karega. So we played hockey. We played field hockey on the side.
We ate some stuff. We went to men's bathroom.
Ate some IVM mein kuch nahi khilaya. You come to the wrong place. Give us 10 years. But let me introduce Abbas, who's a real cinephile.
Oh, I don't know why you call me a cinephile. I like watching movies. Yes,
no, you do. If you look at the history of our podcast, you are the one who answers correctly. Don't be modest about this. And you know Italian and German and all that.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know Italian film directors, and Cyrus counts that as Italian.
Or it's a pizza menu, but it sounds correct every time he says it.
That's great.
Yeah. So, have you watched Sunny's films?
I watched Hurdang earlier this year.
Did you pay
Netflix.
money?
Oh, no, I
Netflix.
saw it
was
on
on
Netflix.
man.
Damn it.
I say Netflix niche ja raha hai, it's losing followers.
And I did see Gold as well. So yeah. I quite liked Hurdang actually, and I had a question relating to it which I'll ask further on.
But ask now, what is there?
No, so I like the film. I like the fact that the film was set against the backdrop of the Mandal Commission.
Yeah,
I think that
people have forgotten.
Yeah, Indian films, in my opinion, do not.
It's a tough one because on paper it's a great idea, sort of.
Yeah, I mean there have been so many,
society,
great revolutionary movements in our recent history, and I think the Indian films sometimes don't pay as much heed to it as they should. So I like the fact that Hurdang was based against that. Okay. So you can take the story wherever you want, but now people know. Okay,
what is your question to Sunny? Because you've spoken for half an hour and no question came.
I mean, is it a conscious decision to sort of look for such scripts, or is it something that Is there something
See,
that
because
stands
by
out
then
to you?
you established yourself also.
Yeah, no, ironically, so when the script came to me, I had no idea about Mandal Commission.
Beta, you're young.
हाँ
This is
बाबा
my
मैं बता रहा हूँ मैं
generation.
89 में पैदा हुआ था मैं
I
1
was
साल
so
का
I was so happy earlier in the episode when he
Have you
dropped,
heard of VP Singh also?
Of course. I
No,
mean,
I-
then
just before
no,
going there.
before that. No,
Yeah,
that's
don't
what I'm
say-
saying.
It's not your history. It's our history.
And then I dove into I was like, this is like I had no idea about all these
Right.
things happening, man. That's like,
It was huge. Huh?
Gold
For
mine.
a little while, it country was in like shock with
bro,
the shit that
no
happened.
doubt,
people
no
burning
doubt.
themselves and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, like there
Oh.
were like 500 self-emulations and
Yeah,
everything, and it was just really sad what was happening. So I was like, okay, I can give it a go, try
Right.
and understand the script. So first I said no to the film.
Okay.
I
Why?
said, because I
Hey,
said
tell
I
me
have
one thing. Now, I've got to know this. Do Vicky, mom and dad interfere with your selection and all?
no.
Say swear.
I
Nobody.
swear, nobody does.
I find that damn hard to believe because they're like you're a family of like nobody says anything.
No,
Make the decision alone.
everybody has their opinion, but that's what being from that family, people we understand that हर एक का देखने का नजरिया अलग है. A script, when I read a script, my perspective is something else. Vicky's perspective is something else. Dad's perspective is something else. So how do you?
But you're not saying one of you all is better at saying कि ये picture chalegi. You know that kind of who can have
don't-
that. Some people seem to have that knack. Not
I
about
will
whether it's
say- I
good or
will say
bad film,
probably
whether they
dad.
work.
I would say probably dad because of his experience. So you
Experience,
kind of.
Like
have
this
a knack for
podcast,
it.
we know it won't work. So we don't even ask that.
I'm
question.
glad to be here. man. This is a milestone.
We had asked for Kamini Kaushal. Let's get back. Serious conversation.
Yeah.
So you have to dive into it, figure out all these things, the whole VP Singh era, etc., and all that.
Yeah.
So you've done quite a few films which have a lot of like pre-research work and all.
Yeah.
I must say. So you think that's your thing now also?
I don't know, but I like doing research, and I think that
It clears
that
your
gives
mind
me an
also a little
edge.
bit, now, because
Yeah.
you know where you're going with it.
Yeah.
I suppose it's very difficult sometimes just say, okay, chocolate hero, he's in love with the neighbor. Whatever. There's nothing more to it.
One note,
One
note.
Yeah.
Chocolate hero.
Uh,
Khatam.
What is the chocolate hero, yaar?
I have no
Where
idea.
did it come from?
I have no idea.
What does it mean, Abbas?
Chocolate boy.
Chocolate boy. I
Some-
think that's a very
That's a
who looks
Zomato
very
guy carrying chocolate.
sweet.
Huh?
Looks very sweet.
Oh, okay. Sweet chocolate.
I think it's the male version of the girl next door.
Girl next door. Yeah.
You know, like
that's
But
innocent.
sometimes the girl next door looks like the male version.
We will not go into
I
that.
grew up. Have you seen the
Uh,
ladies in my buildings? Many of the men have left India. They migrated. Your manager
Love
is
it.
not impressed at all. She's got some. Does she speak Punjabi? I can understand the abuse.
Are you Punjabi?
You don't even know.
You will
Gujarati
understand.
bole.
Yeah.
You guys can have a conversation. Yeah.
Gil chode, huh? What?
Oh my God.
I studied in a Gujarati college, man.
There you go.
Miti bhai.
There you go.
Amazing.
No parking, but great food. Huh?
Yeah, no. अरे गाड़ी नहीं होती थी यार बस के लिए.
So don't talk about struggling now. Enough. We saw the car downstairs.
I'm a struggler
Yeah.
always.
Sorry.
I was saying I was very happy when he dropped a Dexter's Laboratory reference
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the first half.
Yeah.
And then you will not say this, of course, because you're humble and modest. But before we started rolling, he said he was a big fan of Bakra and you. So yeah, he's exactly in the
he
same.
had 5 minutes to Google before coming up now.
He's 33,
That's what I
I'm
did.
34. We are both grew up in the
No, you're
90s.
not 34.
I am.
What do you say?
Yes.
Shakal se mat
I'm the
jana.
opposite of Cyrus.
Sunny, shakal se mat jana.
You कसम से
He's a young
28
man.
के 28 के एक साल ऊपर नहीं लगता.
So I do. So I'm a stand-up comic. I've told you this, Cyrus. I do this.
He was very young. He used to watch Vicky's pictures. This is what happened.
I go up on stage and whoever's in the front row, I ask them to guess my age. And the last show we did before the lockdown, I went up on stage. There was a lady in the front row. I was like, "Ma'am, how old do you think I am?" She looked at me from top to bottom and she said, "Depressed." So I will take any guess. 28 to 28.
But the good thing is, Abbas, as you age, now you'll still look like this. So
I know
when you start
exactly.
beating
Yeah.
People, you
yeah.
start beating
Ah.
people. It's like Kunal and
It's like
I.
Benjamin Button. Going ulta.
Exactly. This look will work on the reverse part.
So I told you that before I lost my hair, I had like.
Don't say lost like it was a mistake. या गलती से घूम गया.
So
You know.
there was a phase where I was losing hair and I was barely in my mid-20s. So a comedian friend of mine told me कि उस time पे Breaking Bad चल रहा था. So it was like कि तू Heisenberg बन ना, अनुपम खेर क्यों बन रहा है? So then I took off the entire thing.
Both are earning money.
True. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Think of it that way. Yeah.
And both legendary actors also.
Now can we
Yeah,
stop the
yeah.
Abbas show and go back to Sunny?
I know.
With due respect.
No, no, I'm having fun.
We
man.
brought him all the way in 20 minutes is on you and some
I
lady
can
in
see
the
that.
audience.
I can see the
Who's
Better
funnier
Call
than
Saul.
Abbas? And she's come to watch the stand up. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So where were we? Let's look at the second half of his career
Sure.
now. Yeah. So you want to ask any questions on the films, and then I'm going to ask.
No,
my
I
person.
asked the Hurdang question. We can take it from where we left off. Which
So
was gold.
what's going on now? What we can look forward to? pandemic.
yeah,
and
I
stuff.
have
there's
a
After
couple of
Gold
films.
also.
Yeah,
there was
Shiddat.
yeah,
There was
which
Shiddat.
was on
There was
Hotstar.
Forgotten Army.
So Forgotten
Giving
Army
my
is
plug
by
on
Forgotten
Kabir
Army.
Khan,
Yeah,
and the interesting thing is that Kabir has based it off a documentary he made
Yeah, in
about
96.
in 96.
Yes.
So how was that like?
With John? You did something with
No,
John?
a documentary he made about the
So he
the Kargil
अरे
war.
नहीं, Kargil नहीं.
Kar-
sorry.
1940s की कहानी है. This was
1 second.
I apologize if
1940.
Kabir is watching. Sir, I'm sorry.
I
Kargil.
called you Sinophile. I called you the main
This
research
is
guy.
documentary. This
Bro,
is
this
fact.
was Subhash Chandra Bose's army, na?
But try and be 60 years relevant in the whole thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this was Subhash Chandra Bose's
Azad
army.
Hind Fauj.
Azad Hind
Yes.
Fauj. So this was based on Azad Hind Fauj and how it was created and their fight till they lost in Burma, basically. So it was a 5-episode series.
But it doesn't go to the Subhash Chandra Bose story.
No, so the thing is that
Where
they
he
left out.
disappears and we don't know exactly what happened.
No,
also.
not at all, not at all. So it's like you see one scene of Subhash Chandra Bose in a silhouette, but it's not him. It's all the soldiers inside and how they get pulled from Singapore. There was this Japanese war that happened in Singapore, and the British Indian army was on the front line. And they lose and they get captured and they are given a choice whether you die or you join the army, right? The Azad Hind Fauj. And that's when they start realizing which side they are on and what they should do. So it plays
It's a
on
confusing
all that.
war
It's a
because
very
we are working
confusing
for the
war.
British against people who will free
Yeah.
you. You think in your mind or whatever.
Yes, yes.
Right.
And this was like 1940s, right? So by then Indian British army is like उनके लिए वो army, वो British army के
Right.
Yeah.
वो army में है.
professionals.
Yeah, they're
They're
professionals. They're
getting paid,
professional. Yeah,
yeah.
for them it's the
I mean,
politics
it's-
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a soldier.
He's a soldier. Yeah. He's
They
a
call it
soldier.
mercenary. That's a very hard word. But I think ultimately you're a professional. Your job is shooting or whatever, fighting.
Yeah. And
Like not like our watchmen, of course, who poor chaps are forced into it sometimes. I speak to them all the time. And it's not their thing. It's a horrible job
yeah, I
being a
know.
watchman. Make a film on that. Who would leave
I
a
hope
guy
somebody
for
can.
12 hours at a time doing nothing, just sitting
Nothing, man.
there?
He's just
And
sitting.
for years he has to do that. And they do salam to some stupid guy who beats
Yeah,
his
man.
wife or carry the bag of some really fit young man who's
That's
squatting
so
400 pounds and coming home.
dark, man.
It's just wrong. You know? And I
What
feel like-
happened to you over the years?
I don't know. But I keep telling them, firstly, they stopped calling me sir. I've managed to stop that sir and sab shit because I hate that. Yeah.
I've been calling you sir.
You said uncle, and
I never said uncle.
I
said
hugged you.
sir. I said sir. I'm a huge fan.
Sir, uncle. The Jackie Shaw film, King Uncle.
King Uncle.
Yeah.
They all raised on the same good films.
Again, 90s.
Amazing film. King Uncle.
All right. So a lot of interesting work you have done already.
I have a question. Sunny, where do you stand on the whole streaming web series, streaming release movie, theatrical movie? Do you have a preference? Because you've kind of done all of them.
No. I would like to be everywhere and anywhere, and I would like to watch from everywhere and anywhere. So,
But that's it. Again, OTT ka, how do you understand if I don't know how they say this film is doing well or sorry, the series is doing well or not.
I think
what
they
is
have जैसे YouTube पे तो पता चल जाता है ना कि
हाँ.
कितने million
You have
hits
numbers
है,
there, na?
और for you कितने hundreds and
Chalo, it took him 42 minutes.
Yeah, I know,
Guys, it took him
exactly.
42 minutes. Tarif. Great man. I mean, 42
no,
minutes.
you still are a great
अभी
man.
MCBC चालू किया. You saw that? We have it on record. Sunny Kaushal जी, तमीज से बात करो uncle के सामने. What the hell?
You
She's
are
laughing. Your manager is finally laughing.
He's done research about this show as well.
But it was a good wicket, you know. Against the run of play, he brought the batsman forward. I thought I was stumped properly there. Yeah.
I'd be like, what do you say? You're not supposed to
Worried.
say stuff,
Yeah.
say stuff like that.
Give you a lecture going.
You're always supposed to be a good boy.
Don't do this with Arnab. Huh?
Very positive.
Yeah.
Whatever भी, sorry. हाँ.
No, I don't understand what algorithm or whatever words they use.
अरे कुछ
How
होता
do you
होगा पीछे मेरे को नहीं मालूम.
No, like, how do you know Vasipur did well, for example? We don't know.
I mean, Vasipur was a theatrical release. You would know,
Oh,
no,
was it
because the money. What do you say?
Give me an OTT that did well. Even
No,
an
but
English
I'm
one.
thinking of Hurdang only, right? Somehow it did show up on my radar, and I ended up watching it. So in some ways, it has made it way more accessible.
But is it like
to
a
watch
safer thing
stuff.
for the film community to just go on OTT?
I'll tell you what, this is my take on it. So during the pandemic, the 2 years when the theaters were closed, it was a blessing
Great.
in
Yeah,
disguise, man.
obviously, yeah.
Otherwise, where would all the movies that were there at the precipice of release, where
Yeah.
would they go? Where it's like how
What will the whole industry
अभी
do?
तक theatre
At
का
least you have
मालूम
to have an end result. The end
Yeah,
result
yeah.
was still there.
yeah, at least people are watching. At least
You
there
know
was
what I did?
money flowing in and out.
And you know what I did, Sunny? I just switched to Pornhub.
I knew that was coming.
I went straight for Pornhub. I said, I'll support this industry for some time. They're also struggling. You know, only one thing, never be a costume designer in a porn film. It never works. It never works. I'm telling you, I thought about this as one of the professions you should not get into, guys.
You're telling me as if that was my plan. It never
Sunny,
was.
Sunny, tell Abbas that he cannot be in front of the camera in a porn film. Okay, we don't
You
have
want
this.
to be over?
No, we don't have
No,
the.
I can play the husband who leaves.
Cuckolding.
Yeah.
It's like, bye, darling.
Yeah, but I'll be back in 3 hours. Man,
और उसका कुछ अलग चल रहा है.
how sad. There's no progress in the scripts in the adult industry. Yeah. So anyway, of course, it's a godsend, not just for India, for all the artists of the world and the technicians, etc.
Yeah,
like you
everybody.
said.
Everybody. Yes,
all that.
absolutely.
Okay. So before we go to AMAs and questions and all that, can we? Where are you now? What's happening? What's Sunny's latest projects? What's on the floor?
So I have a couple of films which will come out this year. One is called Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga.
Nice.
That's a Netflix movie with Yami
Is it
Gautam.
based on our? How? Oh, okay. I was
Akkad Bakkad Bombay Bo.
Before I open my mouth and say something stupid like when we were bachpan mein hum log chor police khelte the. Huh?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
It's something like that.
It is vaguely
with adults and grown-ups.
The second time he's given me a slap on the face, guys. Say, I've got 2 almost insults in the last 5 minutes. A record.
That wasn't an insult.
No,
How was
okay.
that an
It's
insult?
all right.
But
I feel no pain. I'm married 21 years. Huh.
Then that was a good one.
What
And then
else?
there is another film called Millie. That's with Janvi Kapoor and Manoj Pawar sir. That's a remake of a South film, Helen, a Malayalam film.
So Millie is a name or Millie
Millie
is
is the name. Millie is the name of the character. Millie. So yeah, these are the 2 films that are there, and I'm looking forward to.
So how much does Sunny charge now? Oh, okay.
Just lots of love, guys.
Wait, last thing before we go into the Vicky and you, how's it? So how do you support each other? How's it? How do you talk about each other's performances and all?
We actually keep it very short and sweet. We don't tend to break down each other's
But
performances.
as brothers, do you pull each other's legs or you're very supportive?
Yeah, absolutely. See, he looks much older than me,
Arey wah!
but
Dekha.
he is also.
He's in form now. We should have started with this half.
But he's just 1 year, 4 months older than me.
Yeah.
So we grew up like friends, although he likes to show that he's like the elder brother and all that stuff. But we're more of friends. And we don't kind of get into each other's territories and performance and all that stuff. अगर अच्छा लगा तो अच्छा लगा, अगर नहीं अच्छा लगा तो हाँ ठीक था. But विकी के साथ ऐसा हुआ नहीं कि नहीं अच्छा लगा. He was a fantastic actor, man. Like I was pleasantly surprised when I saw Masan. I was like, ये कहाँ से आया?
Hey, mummy, एक और भाई है क्या?
हाँ, ये वाला किधर से निकला? You know?
Yeah. But I think it's great, because we're in the same profession, the same house, husband, wives. Sometimes I think it could be too claustrophobic. Everybody's doing the same damn thing, and it's difficult not to give opinions and say things or whatever. That's why me and my wife don't work in the circus anymore. that's where I met her. And Kunal, the bearded lady.
What was your
Kunal
role in the
bearded lady.
circus?
I was the MC.
Okay.
She was the BC. Just joking, yeah.
And we wonder why we don't get views.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We went from Mandal Commission.
अच्छा मेरे को
the
बताओ ये
conversation went from where to where?
MCBC बोलने से भी demonetize होता है क्या वीडियोस
नहीं,
YouTube पे?
No,
उसको YouTube को समझ में नहीं आता
Of
है
course
ना क्या?
not.
अभी तक एल्गोरिथम में आया नहीं है
100% no. How can you? I mean, what does it mean? Really? It could mean anything. MC of
Master of ceremony.
Master-
Yeah, that is
BC is that before Christ. No, I mean it as a time term. It's not religious.
Correct.
Sunny,
Yes.
Sunny has politics or religion, he gets worried. Boss, he's got lots
I
of...
am so far withdrawn from all these things consciously
Yeah.
that it's not even funny.
It's okay, man.
But
As long as no
before-
malice, what is better?
Before we take the questions, I really like that Sunny, despite now being a lead in feature films, he plugged his YouTube show. Can you please tell Cyrus to plug this podcast because he doesn't do it anywhere. He sells out St. Andrews, but he's embarrassed to plug the
Can I tell you
podcast.
Plug
something?
the podcast,
Can I tell you
bro.
something, Sunny? If I tell people to watch the podcast, will they?
Of course,
They watch
yes.
it. They watch it if they want to, but I can't tell. If I tell them, they'll be like, "Are you mad?" You have to
I mean,
think.
I don't know about this episode because you need to get more interesting guests.
This Vicky will watch.
Probably. You need to get guests that are not always safe players. I'm a very safe player, man.
Are you crazy? You've been wild.
It was a lot of fun. Cool. Let's go to the AMAs.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So some fans have sent in a few
in
questions.
Tamil, it's mother.
So that will be AMMA.
Yeah.
Amma.
But I'm
Amma.
spelling it in English.
Sure,
I have the
yes.
right to say Amma. What is that? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'm from Birmingham, might.
Sure.
Miles.
Sorry, that's Australian.
So some
born
fans have
Birmingham.
sent in questions, and we would love to ask them. This
Yeah.
first one comes from Jenny from Twitter.
Okay.
She says, if you were not
Millie, Jenny, see, all
Amazing. I have international fans,
Yeah,
man.
you go.
if you were not into acting or directing,
Yeah.
what would your career be?
You know, I would love to think that I would make a great con artist.
Mm.
In a way, you are. You're an actor. You have to sort of fool people.
Yeah, that's true. But I really love that. I was like, I think it's just amazing. I think it's an art, like acting.
You're talking about
you
those
said, yeah.
famous films where the guys.
George Clooney, you know.
I
Be
would
like the
just for, I
oceans.
would just for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would just for good looks.
So the whole Oceans, whatever, 11, 10
Yeah, man,
collection
it's
of those
amazing.
films.
Yeah.
You like that style?
Yeah.
The slick con man. He's also
It's amazing.
Sean.
I mean, they're
Moody.
artists.
Oh.
They are not
Yeah.
con
Yeah,
men or
yeah,
anything.
that's
They are
fair.
artists,
Yeah.
man.
A lot of respect. You
Yeah.
rob an old lady, we love you.
No, I would be Robin Hood, guys, but no, yeah. Not robbing old ladies and all.
Why? Some old
Who's
ladies are
talking so
horrible.
Parsi about it?
he thinks Parsis are surrounded by old ladies.
Old ladies.
You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ageism. We've covered everything, huh? Sexism, ageism, racism, casteism, everything we've done.
Jenny has another question. What is your go-to motivation when you feel low?
He's
I
still
don't know,
young,
man.
beta. He doesn't have all the 33.
I read some self-help books, power of positive thinking, watch some videos of some gurus. I have no idea, man. I just kind of
You
it's-
drink?
Huh? I kind of yes.
No, I mean, you don't have to be a drunkard. I'm just saying you drink a little bit so you can take the edge off a
Mom.
couple of drinks.
Sorry. Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, of course. Occasionally,
Hey, tell
I
mommy,
enjoy that.
one
yes.
drink here. and
Yeah,
there, bro.
absolutely.
Beta,
yes,
never
absolutely.
have to.
I'm just making a very Punjabi joke right now.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If we threw you out of Punjab, what you don't drink, get out.
Yeah.
Yo, publicist is not impressed at all. You see, what is he talking about? Yeah, this is a podcast. Don't worry.
Okay, this next one comes from the Twitter handle @Bandi Kahani.
I love your first name.
He, he asks, since you've already shot for a thriller, is there any other genre that you've been wanting to do?
What thriller have I shot?
I think he's talking
Yeah,
about.
I think Chor Nikal Ke
check
Bhaga they're
karo
talking
ek bar.
about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
These guys,
no,
they know
yeah,
better than
okay,
us.
okay.
Everything, so just be
Okay.
careful.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since you've already shot for a thriller, what's the question? Sorry.
What's is there any other genre that you're looking at doing?
Yeah, I really want to do a very super fantastical kind of a film. Like
Supernatural.
not supernatural,
space.
like a very magical, fantastical,
Musical?
not musical, man. Like
You
just,
want only
just
men in the audience?
like something like an Aladdin kind of a
Fantasy.
Oh, that.
like fantasy.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
you know, I would love to be a part of something.
Those are big
like that.
budgets, boss.
Yeah,
because, you know,
utna bada hona
you
padega.
come to the
thoda.
wrong studio. Yeah. We can follow you for 5 minutes with a small camera. But what about the fact that you just look around,
Hmm.
he's done so much work, but he's not, his dad was known as an action director,
Yeah.
and there's nothing actually, there's no action.
Oh, except for Forgotten Army, in which he was the action director.
No, but is there a lot of action?
Yeah, the Forgotten Army was action. Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Alright.
a lot. I mean, I was playing a soldier.
How was it working with
Warfare.
dad?
It was, man, don't ask. It was amazing.
Did he
Great
push-
learning
did he push you
experience.
more?
Dad.
Because there's a sense that beta hai and all this. Did he push you more?
Yeah,
to make
that
sure it doesn't
happened.
look at all that he's the father-son thing.
Yes, that happened. That overcompensation was there.
Overcompensation, right.
And I was really glad because I'm not
They
being
feel
just
bad for you,
overly
then everybody's happy. In
No,
a
but
sense.
that taught me so much. I was like, and that made me comfortable with a lot of things in action. You know, so I was like, I'm glad. Look, because the first day I was like, why is he being so hard on me, man? And then second day I was like, okay, the things are getting easier. So I was glad.
What is the worst stunt you've done where you really felt fear? Or
So in Forgotten Army, there was this portion where I have to run through blasts, right? And since it was the camera was right in front of me, you can't cheat the perspective of the blast. You actually have to run
Follow,
through blast. So he had put blast points in my path, and I went to his assistant, who I have grown up with. You know, like
Right.
I've grown up in front of them and all. And I was like, Pama Paji, ye मेरे को इसके बीच में से भागना है. So he was also tensed, like because he's seen me as a kid and grown up. He's like, मतलब मैंने कहा कुछ कर नहीं सकते. कह रहा, नहीं, भागना तो पड़ेगा बेटा. So I actually,
body language is everything. They're looking at this guy and he's
man, and I
not...
had to, switch on my heroism
Yeah,
and
yeah,
अंदर से मेरी फटी हुई है कि कहीं मेरे ऊपर ना फट जाए ये सब.
Exactly.
So, but I had to like kind of time the blast and everything and duck and all that. So that was a bit dangerous, but a lot of fun because
Blood
we had
must
to go
have
for a-
rushed at the end of the shot.
Oh man, it was so much fun because we had to go for a retake, and I was like, okay, now let's go. And I was like, yeah. So, yeah.
Oof. Would you be able to do that?
That's great.
No.
I'm very clumsy. I would be very scared of this thing because this is all about movement.
मुझे
yeah,
ऐसे ही
वो
भागने
movement
में
and timing.
इधर या
प्रॉब्लम हो
उधर,
जाती है
correct,
blast
timing,
के
and,
बीच में.
and then it's not really the uncle's fault who's done
Yeah.
the assistant guy. It's all on him because in a sense they've
Yeah,
given you a
absolutely.
path,
Yeah.
but you've gone 6 inches out. I mean, they can't
Yes,
literally hold your
yes.
leg and pull it here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Ouch,
absolutely,
scary.
absolutely.
Cool. Let's take 3 more. This one comes from Meghna. Meghna says, "Do you have or rather ask, do you have a fashion inspiration?"
Do I have a fashion inspiration? I don't have one person as my fashion inspiration. I draw it from different people and cultures across. So I have my phases. Like right now, I'm into a little oversized 90s baggy pants kind of a.
Acha, because you're
Zone.
coming to meet us.
Yeah,
Uncle
so
के पास, चाचा के पास जाएगा ना
Keeping
भाई,
the
ठीक है?
90s theme alive.
Exactly.
Dress like a ward boy. Come here, make him feel
Exactly.
comfortable.
Yeah, and then some days I want to wear kurta pajama and roam around, and some days are shorts and Bahama shirts
And the
all
cap?
those things. Yeah, the cap is actually bad hair day.
Oh, okay. But are you a
I
cap
wouldn't
guy or-
know anything about it.
उस जमाना.
Yeah, I think only the greatest of people in history they've worn caps. I'm a big Himesha Shamya fan. So
Wow, sir, you're ready for this show now. Huh? I can give it a stamp. Stamp.
This one comes from Palak Mahajan. Does the film's failure at box office affect you, or is it just a new lesson?
But by now, it's not going to make such a difference like initially, right? Because now you're probably entrenched in the business.
my films, apart from Gold, have only failed at box office.
But everybody, what will be the head count at the end? Maybe Akshay Kumar has done a little better. Most people have 10%. What would be a head count? Fair head count.
I don't know. Yeah, no, there are some people who've given hits after hits after hits. Man.
एक
That's-
phase होता है उसके बाद क्या? If you look at the collective
still.
of a long career, nobody's going to be that.
And you can't compare Akshay Kumar's collection to my collections, man. That's just bizarre.
I'll talk
So,
to him.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, that actually that question ties into how you handle your failure and
Right.
what motivates you. I think what motivates and how I keep my head up is being with the family and just understanding that everything else is fugazi. Your failures and your success and money and everything else that comes with it. And you have to live by a code, and the code that I live by is family. So yeah, it's all, I'm Vin Diesel, guys.
Actually, Baman says the same thing. In the sense that, if you stay with your family, then you're like normal for life.
Right.
But if you work in this kind of business and these guys just stay with the chamchas, chelas, and the wannabes or whatever, not to put anyone down because everybody's struggling.
Yeah.
You just live in a fake world also.
No, and it's your responsibility at the end of the day. You can everybody has yes men around them, and you can lose yourself into it. But it's your responsibility to not, let yourself.
मेरा yes man
go
देखा ना? I got Sparsh.
I am also your yes man.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Today,
Highest paid yes man so far that you've got.
Okay, let's take a last question. This one comes to us from Instagram. This person asks, tell us a funny moment with your brother and your sister-in-law.
What kind of question is that?
If you can
You
remember.
prepare for
one.
a funny moment in your family.
Since we're talking about family.
He's talking, looking at his career, looking at his life, and suddenly he's like, "Ek funny moment batao yaar." When we were playing Holi.
This comes from the Instagram handle Bollywood.songs4.
Wow.
that reminds me of that. वो download site होता था
Songs.pk.
songs PK. Songs.pk. Man,
उन्होंने नहीं भेजा
I feel
कुछ.
old now. But anyway,
It's coming soon.
Tell us the last funny moment you had with your family.
Oh, even awkward moments are great.
Yeah, even
I don't know,
At
man.
airports and, with fans, anything. What is the first autograph you signed? Do you remember? Yeah,
The
selfie.
first
Nobody
autograph I
takes-
signed.
autograph mera
Nowadays,
No,
everybody
people
takes
take
selfies,
autographs.
Cyrus.
No. People take autographs.
I'm
bro.
corrected.
People take autographs.
Take autograph.
Yeah. There are some people.
He
who
doesn't know
take
any padhai likhai log nahi.
I
I mean,
also do still.
I remember the first autograph that I took. I had no autograph because, like you said, I thought sab selfie lete hain. But
Right.
there were these kids and they're like, "Sir, autograph milega." And I am with the holding my pen. I was like, "कहीं बैंक का signature ना कर दूँ." And मैंने उसको थोड़ा सा modify करके S को थोड़ा सा.
You're worried he's
ये
going to
करके-
clean you out. The
हाँ,
kid.
I was
Speaking of con men.
I was like, my autograph shouldn't be. But no, coming back to your songs.pk ka question. I don't remember a funny moment. It's a blast with them all the time. And ऐसा कोई एक particular funny moment नहीं है. But we share a great relationship.
What
of
about
pulling each
the
other's leg.
marriage, Katrina and Vicky? Something funny happened there? I mean, you
the
must have
whole
been in the
marriage
middle of that.
was pretty funny when you're that drunk.
I was in Rajasthan, I remember, and it was the hotel we were in. there was a sign saying that this is some nearby, because it was a big resort, we were in
Right.
some
Yeah,
small
yeah,
hotel,
yeah.
and so it was there.
I mean,
16
the
Katrina wedding.
stories revolving around their marriage before they got married was so funny. The speculations, like there are drones and they're going to be shot down as if it's like a military something happening. I was like, man, this is bizarre. The kind of absurdity you guys have generated before your marriage.
Abbas, why did you put out those stories?
I had to do something to keep the buzz alive.
Pandemic, yeah. What about Sunny? When is Sunny, Mrs. Sunny?
Oh, I have no idea, man.
What?
I have no idea.
But why not? 33 तो हो गया ना?
हाँ तो क्या मतलब यार, अभी तो बच्चा हूँ मैं.
I think 35.
My question was awkward. This is not awkward.
Why? It's not awkward. I'm sure he's getting
not
it at
awkward,
home
it's not
also. Yeah,
Yeah.
Once you cross 30, Punjabi family, and
I
your
know.
brothers got married. There's
So
only a
dad-
1 year, 4 month difference.
No, so dad was 31 when he
There
got
you go.
married,
So he's
right?
crossed-
So till then,
हाँ.
किसी ने चूं तक नहीं की घर पे.
हाँ.
Because
31
everybody,
point पे.
हाँ, so 31 होते ही शुरू हो गए.
Happy birthday and mother.
And
Here's a collection of girl pictures.
yeah, but no, right now I have not.
Would you
thought-
marry from the industry or
I don't know.
just get our employees? We have some.
Yeah, मैं देख लेता हूँ जरा कैटलॉग में से चूज कर लेता हूँ. But I don't know. मतलब वो industry, non-industry doesn't matter. Yeah, दिल मिलने चाहिए, बाकी तो क्या है.
Fair enough. And they have to understand you.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
main thing.
Yeah.
Because you'll be going for foreign trips for 3 months now.
No, yeah. So, and if it's from industry, so will they.
Oh shit! Secret to a good marriage: separate bedrooms.
Really?
No. Don't listen to me.
Please call me for lunch at your place, lunch or dinner.
You know that
I'll see.
joke, na? To keep the marriage going, they say whatever happens, you have to go for dinner twice a week. So I go Monday, Wednesday. She goes Tuesday, Thursday.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Chalo, bhai, are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Sunny,
What already?
Yep.
Arey yaar.
we exactly 1 hour. That's the longest thing I ever do. To be honest. No, look, he's sad.
Yeah.
क्या acting करता है यार? You must be an actor.
Really? Does it show?
Yeah.
But no, guys, it was absolutely fun. I had my fanboy moment today with one of my childhood heroes
Whoever he is.
and Abbas.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, Sunny, now next time you come, we'll talk real rubbish. This time we've given you a lot of honor and tribute.
I would love to come here.
And we just hang. because
Can
we
I
just talk-
become
Whenever
like a
you're free.
regular?
Sure,
Because
why
I
not?
Come,
I saw your
come.
podcast and there are there are some people who are like
Yeah.
regulars. Can I just like
Yeah,
drop
yeah,
in
yeah.
one day?
Please.
It'll be
Can't you
fun.
see how desperate we are? I mean, not judging by you, but the kind of shows we do.
Will I get some cut out of the minimal remuneration that you get?
Yeah. Spurs will have a
क्या
word with
करेगा
you
उसके साथ?
after the recording.
Rickshaw will not be paid. What are you saying? But what? Tell him our budget if you can use that word.
आज का सादा डोसा मेरी तरफ से.
Sada. You might get the sambar if you're lucky. All right, Sunny Kaushal, and we'll see him soon. Bye bye.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.